Okay. Pitbull or McKee? That's that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'll say this. I'll be really shocked. I'll be really shocked if Patricio doesn't close as the underdog, because based on all the breakdowns that I've seen out there on the internet, on YouTube, I see everybody's on McKee. So if everybody's on McKee, I can see this Pitbull minus 120 line disappearing because, yeah, it's a toss up, and for me, honestly, as a pick, who's gonna win the fight? My pick is Pitbull. I think Pitbull wins this fight. I think the odds are a lot are it's a complete coin flip, 50% on each side. If these guys fought 100 times, I feel like the outcome would be different in all 100 times, and 50 of them, 50 of them Pitbull would win, and 50 of them McKee would win. I think it's right down the middle. I'll probably be on the side that plus money is on as far as betting goes, though. And I also think that I don't think this fight goes a distance. I see it at minus 200 at 5 dimes right now. Fight goes the distance, no. I like that a lot. I like under 3.5 rounds at minus 115. I like that a lot. Yeah, I think coin flip fight, you pretty much have to go with whatever side plus money is on if you want to have action on it. And my pick, basically, the way I handicap this is, I think Pitbull gets it done. I think he's, excuse me. I think his hitting power is just. I don't think McKee's 17-0, but I don't think he's faced somebody as ferocious and as as hard hitting as Pitbull. There's a reason why this guy has just he's been in wars, and even with guys a little much taller than him. Look. Against not Caldwell, Strauss. He had some wars with Strauss, right? And those were he won 3 of those 4 fights. So I mean, the hitting power. Whether he's at lightweight, whether he's at featherweight, he's even talked about moving down to bantamweight and becoming a 3 division champion, which I think he could do too. I think a lot of people are writing off Pitbull a little bit too soon, and I think it's a mistake, because as good as McKee is, he's a homegrown Bellator talent. He's been treated with kid gloves. Let's not kid ourselves here. He's only had some seriously some really tough challenges in his career. He's 11-0 since 2017, but he's only cashed for plus 1.97 units across those 11 fights. So he's just been a massive favorite in every single fight that he's been in, and he's fought to the expectations, but he hasn't exceeded them yet because he hasn't been in this type of fight. And Pitbull has, and Pitbull has exceeded the expectations multiple times as a big underdog, especially on that inside the distance prop. 7-5 on the inside the distance prop since 2015 in his last 12 fights for plus 8.36 units profit. The under has gone 7-5 in his last 12 fights. And 10-2 in that stretch. I think as far as exceeding the expectations and showing and shocking people and showing people there's way more to his game, I think Pitbull's the guy. If you just look at these numbers, and that's not AJ McKee is 7-4 on the inside the distance prop since 2017 for plus 3.95 units profit, but an interesting thing is both these guys, they're tied for, I think they're tied for 12 apiece. That number might be incorrect, but I know that they're tied for the most finishes in Bellator featherweight history. So if one of these guys get the finish, it's a record for them. And this is just this fight is historic. Like Pitbull has the most title fight wins in Bellator history. AJ McKee has the most consecutive wins in Bellator history with 17. There's just so much history on the line here. And, a lot of people think it's this passing the torch type moment, but I feel like it's more going to be this y'all must have forgot type moment where Pitbull is going to, prove postpone the coronation of AJ McKee. Because, he probably will be champion at some point, and he'll probably beat Pitbull at some point. But I don't know if it's going to be here because, look what he did to Emmanuel Sanchez. Emmanuel Sanchez, who I'll talk about in a second here, a guy who's never been finished before. And he finished him in like 3 minutes, dropped him, and just the way that he put on that I guess it was like a modified anaconda. The way that he's put that on was just a thing of beauty, man. And I'll even say if you go back, McKee, who did he fight? It was Darian Caldwell. The McKee Darian Caldwell fight. There was one moment in that fight very early on where Caldwell kind of rocked him, and McKee he kind of turned his back. And I'm telling you, if he does that to Pitbull, that'll be a wrap. I don't know. I feel like that was one of the only times that he's been hit by a guy that has really connected with some serious ferociousness. And I think Pitbull is going to do that to him too. Like, I don't know if he's fought a guy as powerful, at least in their prime. Like, I know he fought Pat Curran, but it was he was past his prime, a shell of himself, really. And Pitbull's only 34. I know he's quite a bit older than McKee. I don't think it matters. I don't think the reach matters. I don't think the height matters. I think Pitbull has some hitting power that McKee is not going to be able to deal with. And my pick is Pitbull. But I think it's such a close fight. That I'm probably going to be on whatever side ends up on plus money. And but fight goes the distance. No, that's a solid look. Minus 200 and the under at minus 115. I'll be all over that. All right.